We came up with a fire plan because our youngest son, Alex, came home with this piece of paper from the fire department and kept asking me about getting a fire plan together.
They said, "This is your homework. Go home and beg your mom to write down a fire plan and talk to it with your whole family."
I remember Alex, or Heather had saying that Alex was bugging her to get a fire plan.
I told him at the time that we were getting ready to move. There was no sense in doing a fire plan because it wouldn't be of any good use to us anyway. So we packed up and got everything ready. We finally moved here at the end of December to Oak Ridge. And when we moved here, as we're unpacking boxes, here comes this fire plan again out of his folder.
And there was one time I remember Alex, when I was present, had said, "Oh, we're going to do the fire plan." And there's like, "No, I told you, Alex, we'll get to it. We'll get to it." And she turned, she's like, "Yeah, he just keeps bugging me about this."
He continued to bug me and bug me and bug me. And finally, the week before the fire happened, we actually sat down that afternoon and put together the fire plan.
She told me that they put one together and gave everybody their tasks, and that she got Alex off her back about it.
To develop the plan, we sat down and we all decided what our jobs would be and where our meeting place was going to be. Alex was in charge of making sure everybody had a job.
The day of the fire, my parents had been to visit for the weekend. Typical Sunday was a nice day, so anytime it was a nice day, I always wanted to be grilling out. And so we, that evening, planned grill some chicken out.
Whenever he went back to the kitchen one time, I noticed that there was a little bit of fire under the grill.
And I opened up the grill, and just the entire inside of the grill was on fire. And I was like, wow, that's not very usual. And so I always keep a little squirt bottles. You always get the little flare-ups. And so I kind of go squirting in there and quickly realized, okay, this is not working.
Then he asked me to bring some baking powder or baking soda, something to put on it, that it was getting a little bigger than what he wanted it to. And
so she brought stuff out there, and I was throwing it on there, and it just wasn't doing anything. You know, the fire was still, I had closed the lid, you know, to try to keep it down, and open back up, and it was worse.
Whenever we initially realized the fire was really something we needed to deal with it right away, I said, "Fire plan in action," and everybody started going.
Mom, come on. Here.
911.
Yes, we need a fire, 123.
123. What's wrong?
Our grill caught on fire.
Okay, is it in?
It's outside now.
Okay.
Get my phone.
Is it outside?
Yes, it's on the front porch.
Dispatch all stations have a grill on fire on the front porch at 123. 123 off Claremont.
This is Bonnie. F4 is responding. Engine 2 has heavy smoke showing coming out of station 2. Rescue 30's en route. F4 copy, heavy smoke showing from station 2.
They've called the alarm company, advised house on fire.
F4 copy, working house fire.
At the time, I didn't think it was all that important to make a fire plan. You know, everybody just gets out. Whenever the fire happens, you just get out.
In case you have a fire, you need a fire plan, or else you don't know what to do and you might get hurt. Everybody should have a fire plan, because if they don't, people would have been left in there and would have panicked. But if you do have a fire plan, you wouldn't panic. You would just do what your mom and dad would have said.
Everyone should have a fire plan, because then they'll know what to do immediately if a fire happens.
You know, without that fire plan, you know, and them not knowing what to do, I mean, we were grabbing things on the way out, material possessions. What would they have done if they wouldn't have known, you know, where and when they were supposed to go? Would they have ran upstairs to get a toy? or worried about something else somewhere else in some other room, as opposed to just going to the meeting place like they were supposed to. You know, I know how fast that fire went up, and if they would have gone upstairs, they wouldn't have got out.
If the fire plan had not have been intact on that day, the things would have been very different. I'm not sure that we would all be here today.
Very thankful that Alex did continue to bug Heather about putting one together, as we may not have one of our kids right now if it wasn't for that. If they wouldn't have known what to do and just did it at the time that it happened, who knows where we'd be right now. I mean, we may only have 2 kids instead of 3 or 1. We don't know, and glad we don't have to know.
I felt sad when we had a fire outside on the porch, and I was good when we knew we had a fire plan. If we didn't have a fire plan, everybody would have panicked and we would have been left in the fire, and the firemen would have had to come in and get us. I actually did it 1 week before the fire. Do your fire plan.